frontier.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is Wrestling Daft and is scheduled for 1 hour. Maybe more. It has no real time limits, making their way into your ears. First, from a place called Barneston, he is the Pyramid.
It's going to be the funniest show ever because I'm all about the comedy and the money, baby.
How much you gonna pay?
And his partner, the top end of Stevenson.
From Echo City to Beef Community Centre, I've got stories that are going to blow your mind.
Welcome to Wrestling Daft. Slightly different show this week. You'll notice there's no Rab or Grado. However, my name is John. I am from the Marks podcast and also producer of this show. Slightly different show because we are on our summer break. So you know that point where on Friends, The Big Bang Theory, the writers get to that point saying, oh, we can't be arsed writing anything, so we'll just throw it a best of. Well, you've guessed it, it's one of those ones. So basically, we've put together the best of Wrestling Daft from the last wee while. And as I say, Wrestling Daft is not Wrestling Daft without you guys. And we thank you every week for your correspondence because it's one of the funniest parts of the shows. And here's some of the best of it.
Woo! Sean Cooper on Twitter wants a favour for Grado.
All right.
He says, I am taking my 6-year-old son to his first wrestling show at the Civic in April, and he has asked if AJ Styles will be there. Grado, could you therefore don a wig and learn the phenomenal forearm, or his night will be ruined? I like that.
That was good, that's funny.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I copied AJ Styles once in a match in this company called TNA.
Aye. Heard of him.
And it was the match I done with Spud, and I was, oh my god, I went and got a spray tan during the day. You want to see the nick of me? They were like, what volume do you want to go for? And I went, the very highest. Honestly, I looked like a shite. I looked like a shite. And I swear to God, right? And we had to do all the kind of copycat moves, kind of like WWF and all that. And Al Snow was giving it, look, go for the rock bottom, span out, go for the RKO or whatever. And Austin Hayes went, no, don't do WWF moves, do TNA moves. Like, you know, copy TNA guys. And I was like, that's a good shout. So there's this amazing gif. See if you can put it in the Patreon bit. I'll try to show you it, right, where I get Spud and he's in between my legs and I do the kind of where him's up like that. Yep. Just before I do the what do you call it? What's his finishing move again?
Styles Clash.
Styles Clash. I'm like that. And I just went that to my face, right to the camera, and this big shitey face, man.
Has anyone seen the clip doing the rounds of Sandman walking out at a hall in England to the open golf theme because somebody fucked up the CD player?
No! What do you see?
Where do we find this? Here we go.
That's fucking amazing, man.
Tam Osborne has been on and says, I purchased the excellent Total Extreme Wrestling 2020 game a day and decided to become the booker for ICW. Grado is listed in the game as a showstopper, and this is his description. He isn't so bad as to be labelled boring.
Is that good or no?
I would say it's better than being. That's fucking mad. There's the picture. Grado is perceived by the fans to be well known. He has impressive charisma, good in-ring psychology.
Nice.
Selling of moves is impressive.
I sell myself.
And while he's solid rather than spectacular, he isn't so bad as to be labelled boring.
So they
Yeah, what did he say? But Joe Coffey was on the show. Was it last week Joe Coffey was on?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Joe Coffey is perceived by the fans to be well known. He has good charisma, good in-ring psychology. His selling of moves is good. And while he's solid rather than spectacular, he isn't so bad as to be labelled boring.
So he gets in. Look at Trent Seven. Trent Seven is perceived by the fans to be unimportant.
He has good charisma, good in-ring psychology. His selling of moves is very good, although his lack of flash does spoil the package somewhat. What's unimportant?
Sammy Callahan. While he may not be the flashiest wrestler on the planet, you wouldn't call him dull either. I love these. I need to get that. Guy Incognito says Robert Downey Jr. had a great face turn after getting himself sober and making his career come back in the early 2000s. True, but this is just suggesting that a person who has addiction issues is necessarily a heel, which I don't think is necessarily the case. I would say Robert Downey Jr. has always been a face. I wouldn't say he's been a heel, ever.
I'm not really aware of his work.
Robert, a fucking Iron Man.
Come on, you know I don't watch that shit. I lasted half an hour that last week on that Disney Plus. So unbelievable.
Says the wrestler, man. Says the wrestler. Last week on the show, do you remember this, Grado? You were trying to get Alexa to recognise
that
you,
cow.
and she did not, by the way. She recognised Rab, but no Grado. So Grado wanted the listeners to try their Alexas out. And
I did.
We've got a few examples of that, mate. Have a listen.
Alexa, who is Grado?
Registrasse was an early prominent German Nazi official and politician who
I'm a
was
fucking
married
Nazi.
to the Knight of the Long Knives in
A fucking Nazi.
Songman says, with a recent mention of mental Hulk Hogan tweets, I feel some attention needs to be brought to the time he gave a shout out to the fucking Peel Bar in Drumchapel. My favourite tweet of all time.
Fucking brilliant.
Peel Glen Bar. This was his tweets. This is his tweet. Peel Glen Bar, Hulkamaniacs, drink one for me, brothers.
That's brilliant.
Hulk Hogan.
That's
every time Hulk Hogan does a tweet, mate, right? And he does that HH at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I like to imagine it myself. He's saying,
I know
hail,
what
hail.
you think he's going to say.
He's saying, hail, hail. So he goes, Peel Glen Bar, Hulkamaniacs, drink one for me, brothers, hail, hail. It's a good Tim bar, isn't it? The Peel Glen.
I'm going to need Austin, who has been pictured in a Rangers tap, to get WATP at the end of his.
No, Austin's not a Rangers fan. Max says Grado's boy Michael Barrymore would be a good tweener. Tween what though?
Right, keep going.
Tween what? Ken Aid Waterhouse says the twins from Funhouse versus the Bellas has WrestleMania written all over it. Another one for the young team there. You know what? I was on Funhouse.
You won that.
I wasn't on it. But my school went and my class was at the tapings for it, and you could see me right down the front with my school uniform on, and I wish I could find it. I wish I could find the episode, because I remember when it came on the telly and our school was told, this is the episode you'll be in, and we watched it, and I says to all my sisters, you need to watch, I'm on Funhouse this week. And for some reason I was there, and when Pat Sharp ran out with the twins and stuff like that, I was, all you could see is me at the front with my school tie on and my wee hangmate, and I was doing, this is what I was doing.
I see.
I was going. We went on a wanking gesture. Accidental. I didn't realise I was doing a wanking gesture. But you could just see my wee horn kind of going like that. I must have been doing a kind of half-hearted cheer, but it just looked like I was going wank, wank, wank with my fist. I wish I could.
Surely somebody out there might have access to the archive of Funhouse. That'd be great to get that clip.
Go through every episode and see if you can find a wee wanking boy down the front.
Mate, I always wanted to get shot at the go-karts. Just one more thing, I'd love to get shot in that. Did it look as good in real life?
You can't call the twins that.
And this is why you win awards, mate.
Right. Mick Bash says the footy commentator who did Robot Wars was perfect for play-by-play. Barry Grant, top villain. Joe Mango, hot rod style. Jim Robinson, Neighbours again, would be an what age is your audience? Would be an excellent authority figure.
That's fucking bad. Yeah,
Jim Robinson would be
what about Mick Bash? Is that big the guy that started doing Channel 5? Didn't fit my commentary.
It's Jonathan, what's his face, Grado? He's on BBC now. Oh, what's his name? Jonathan.
Right, oh no, so Mick Bash handed it in, but the guy, he talked like this.
Yeah.
I thought Mick Bash. So Mick Bash is the guy that sent this tweet in.
The commentator's name is Mick Bash.
I know what you're talking about. He's got a great, he's kind of Paul, like UK version of Paul Heyman kind of accent, isn't he?
Yeah.
And it's a goal. It talks like this in Channel 5.
Jonathan Pierce.
He's over now. He's on BBC and shit.
Blair says Dirty Den for EastEnders, Ultimate Heel, comes back for a deed. He should have been written into the higher power storyline. Just appears with the hood down to "Hello, Princess," and his finisher could have been the finger down the throat, similar to the Stocko, but then has to climax. What? The Henderson experiences Max and OB for Hollyoaks could have been a jobber pair, like the Singh brothers. Harry and Marv for Home Alone would also have been good chasing the 24th.
No, that's great. Harry and Marv for Home Alone would also be good at chasing the 24/7 title segment.
Richie's Triple Jordash for Brookside. What about, and he's good for the buried alive matches. He spent 2 years under IO.
Thank you very much, guys. You make the show with that correspondence. The other thing that makes the show, of course, is Grado's stories. He's travelled the world, wrestling everywhere, and he always has a story about something. Here's some of the best of them.
Kurt Angle was a judge. Tommy Dreamer's a bailiff. Al Snow's the defence. What do you call Big Tyrus? What was his name? Brodus Clay. He was something. And that was intimidating because they go the full. They go everybody that wasn't a wrestler to
clear it
an impact zone, and it was just the wrestlers, and they taken it well serious, right? But it was deep, and deep down inside, I was fucking marking it like fuck, you know what I mean? Kurt Angle sitting, you know, fucking kidneys the judge and all that, right? But they told me, you know, make sure you've got bevy, right? For everybody to the end, because at the end we'll have a laugh about it, but fucking forgetting that Kurt was a recovering alcoholic, man. I bought my bottle of Jack Daniels.
Fuck's sake.
But anyway, so
how much did that skin you?
$120. I bought 5 bottles of Jack D for folk. So it was like one for Tommy Dreamer, one for Brodus Clay, everybody that was up at. But Spud was my he was my attorney, right? And he fucking fell flat in his arse, man. Al Snow had this big prosecution, it was brilliant. He was dead funny. And Spud gets up and goes, "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my client is fat." Fucking crickets, man. Crickets. Everybody's like that. So I get found guilty, and my punishment was I had to do my entrance to Madonna in my breeks in the back zone. So fucking climbed the barrier, was back up. Life is a me. I come out with my fucking breeks. All the boys are fucking packed ringside, fucking get on like punters, putting their horns to it. I'm fucking going like that. Going, hey! Now, you say that rules the change, right? I think it's funny when folk from Scotland say the change bit, because seeing I was in the fire brigade, right? I was going to watch Rangers play in Romania, right? And it's funny when you hear Scottish folk pronounce things in a foreign way, because it was my boss and she was quite serious, right? And I was quite fearful because she was quite stern and quite old school and all that. She could have, right? And I was asking for her advice about going to Romania and what I should do for getting money. And she went, "Well, once you get to Romania, once you get to Romania, as soon as you get out of the airport, just head straight to the Bureau de Change." Pure laughed in her face, man. I was like, "What? Say that again." Once you get to Romania and you go through the airport, head straight to the Bureau de Change. The Bureau de Change.
Thank God Grado's here. Thank you so much to Kiss Jack.
I fucking couldn't stop laughing. The Bureau de Change. She's 50 feet apart, man.
And now, hold on, regular correspondent Broncello sent us a screen grab for the Wrestling Network of Grado eating a sandwich while chatting to AEW's best friends. Grado, what is that all about?
Well, they had been annoying me all day. I sat next to them at WrestleCon. They'd been doing my tits in. Will you do my podcast? Will you do my video and all this? I says, like, I can't be arsed. Eventually they went, right, we'll pay you a couple of $100, right, we'll do it. So I went up to his hotel. It was the best move I've ever made, because that, next, where you're what, the screen grab, and me sitting with Chuck Taylor and Trent Barretta, next door, Kenny Omega was next door with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Was that when you met Stone Cold?
Yes, that's when I walked in and went, "Hi there, this is TNA wrestler Grado."
Did you meet Stone Cold while wearing a Job Squad t-shirt?
Aye, eating a Jimmy John's.
You missed
If I
that
wonder what it
fucking detail when you told that story before.
Because I remember going to end up wrestling in New York, and fucking we went to this titty bar, and Xavier was the guy in the door. How weird is that?
Wow, that is weird.
That's crazy, isn't it? He was the guy in the door. So fucking we went in, we got a lap dance, saw the rest of it, and I thought we were all going to get it for nothing. What we fuck, because we kind of name drop Xavier. We're getting a lap dance and all this, and one of the lap dancers goes, do you want a vodka? And I says, aye, all right. She says, I'll get you a bottle. I went, no, it's just a glass, it's all right. And then I can always remember I know, because I was better not say, just in case he doesn't want to say that it was a lap dancing bar. But she came back with the vodka, and I remember thinking that I had a pure smelly breath, and I'm trying to go to, can I buy chuggy half you? The music's playing. Can I buy chuggy half you? Can I buy chewing gum, chuddy gum? Anyway, she went away again to maybe get us a drink, and we had to fuck off, Rab, honestly. But it was very intimidating. Stupid wee boys.
Well, he's had to sprint, he's had to bolt.
I would done the bail because it was just, she was going to buy his bottles of vodka.
Well, she was going to bring you them, you were paying for them.
Going to rip the fuck out of us, you know what I mean? We're two wee goons fucking in New York for the first time. Other wrestler would remain nameless just in case he's feared, but
there it is.
I don't know if that's a story worth.
That is a story. That is a story worth telling. You and Coco we were, and
You remember there was a kangaroo involved in the deletion videos? Well, if I just look up on the internet, Mike Johnson reports, who we mentioned earlier, you yawning too?
Mate, I've fucking not been to my bed yet.
I know, sorry,
since
mate.
last night.
So he was the rumours, right? Matt and Jeff were involved in making it. The plans were Decay, Abyss and Crazy Steve versus the Helms Dynasty, Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee, blah, 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 blah. There was meant to be a Rosemary match where she would defend her Knockouts title, along with a bout between Grado and the Kangaroo from the tweet.
Hold on.
Delete or Decay.
Right, Grado, just rewind for a minute, right? You're telling me right now that you were meant to be on probably what we described before as probably the biggest match to happen outside the ring.
I think that's probably TNA's biggest show.
Ultimate Deletion, you were meant to be involved in it, and you were meant to be wrestling a kangaroo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Missed the fucking flight.
Missed
the flight. I was meant to wrestle a kangaroo. How good would that have been? It was a kangaroo. Jeff Hardy's got, and by the way, this kangaroo can go. It can lock up. It can take a wrist lock. It can reverse that. Hardy can, mate. Jeff's got this thing.
He's taught a
kangaroo, mate. Kangaroos are probably a better fucking worker than me.
Alexa, pause Graham's song. Alexa, pause Grado's music. Alexa, pause.
Have you got a skill set up in Alexa for Grado's music?
Aye.
So does every Alexa, if I say, Alexa, play Grado's music? No,
listen to it.
Listen to this, but Alexa, who is Graham Stevely?
Here's something I found on reference.com.
No, stop. No, shut up. Alexa, stop. Alexa, who is Graham Stevely? Alexa, who is Grado?
Greg Estrasser was an early...
Alexa, stop. Alexa, who is Graham Stevely? Alexa, who is Graham Stevely?
11.
Alexa,
11.
Who is Robert Florence?
Alexa, stop.
Robert Florence,
Alexa.
Scottish presenter.
Basta!
And writer most popularly known for starring in the popular BBC comedy sketch show Bernie's Down.
What? Alexa, stop.
Right, hold on, let me, because and this is my party trick, and it's not doing it. Alexa, who is Graham Stevely?
Here's something I found on reference.
No, fuck what? Alexa, stop.
Maybe they've deleted you, mate.
No. Alexa, who is Graham Stevely?
Here's something I found.
Oh my God, it's not doing this. He's such a rich. Alexa, stop.
Alexa, who is Graham Stevely?
Founder of the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association. On reference.com.
What's that doing that for? That's my party trick. Alexa.
Alexa, stop.
Stop. Alexa, who is Grado, the wrestler? Oh, no, it's right. Alexa. Alexa. I've done it half. Alexa. Who is Grado, the wrestler?
Here's something I found on the web. According to bloodyelbow.com, a champion wrestler Gregor Gillespie headline.
I've got, you know, I used to be close to Michael Barrymore on Twitter. What? I was.
You used to be close to Michael Barrymore on Twitter. What the fuck does that mean?
You get invited to a pool party.
Oh, hold on a fucking
fuck, John. That
keep that for the fucking Marks podcast.
Man. Get that disrespectful. Come on, you've disgusted me there.
How are you closely chatting and all that?
Well,
DMing each other.
DMing each other. It's funny because Shah was talking about it earlier on. I followed him on Twitter. He followed me back. I sent him a message going, look, I used to love you back in the day, man. I watch all your stuff on you, all your stuff on YouTube, all your old videos on YouTube.
Like makeup tutorials, not on YouTube.
Unboxing videos. Go back what? And aye, man, fucking, he gave me a lot of advice and all that, and we were sharing sausage casserole recipes.
Is that code? Is that some kind of code?
I swear to God, but what he did say, was, see halfway through the sausage casserole chat, he went, "Can you just confirm your age?"
What?
That's what he says, mate. Aye.
Oh my God,
but
that's creepy, right?
Aye, I thought it was kind of weird that he asked me that.
Can you just confirm your age?
Shayna Baszler's a nice lassie. I met her with what's the other one called? The other
Marina.
No,
the other one of the horsewomen.
Aye, the UFC woman.
I know the one you mean.
Oh, the biggest one in the world.
Ronda Rousey.
Aye, Ronda Rousey.
You've met Ronda Rousey?
Come on, I've not told you this story. No. Are you kidding me on?
Have you met fucking Ronda Rousey?
I had a great night with Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey.
Stop the presses! Stop the fucking presses!
I had a great night with Ronda Rousey. I'll tell you this right now. Me and her bonded like fuck. And I'm no joking. Like, really, we did have a good night together. She was in AIW in Cleveland. And she was there to, I think Shayna was defending the women's champion. And after the show, we went out, and it was me, Cabana, the AIW promoters, what's her name? Ronda Rousey. And we went to like a Hooters type place. Mm-hmm. And I get full of the beer. And I just walked to her. And the first thing I did was I went, I get one of your chips. And she went, on you go ahead. And fucking started taking the chips. And I'm like that. Met the knocker for. Can I tell you my truth story?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Only if it's.
I've probably told it before, have I?
Only if it isn't an R lie.
This is very much an truth.
Right. Okay.
So, when I was young, right, see when I was 12, I went and emailed this wrestling journalist, and I said, look, I'm a journalist in Scotland, I'm going through my degree, and I was only 12, right, I'm going through my degree, and I'm doing journalism at uni and all that. I want to do a couple of interviews with some wrestlers, can you give me their phone numbers?
This is fucking unreal,
right? And he gave me Terry Funk's phone number, he gave me R-Truth's.
He gave out the phone numbers?
He gave me their phone numbers, right, and he gave me, who was it, Terry Funk, R-Truth and Jerry Lynn, right? So, me and my mates, right, we're only 12 at the time, right? And I was like, much money you got? £3. My mate Big Dave, Hammy, much you got? £4. You got £3, right? So we had about £12, right? So we went to the phone box.
Hold on. £3, £4, £3, that's £10, mate.
Oh, sorry. It was definitely £12.
Right.
I think Hammy might have had £5 then, right? Because Hammy we always had a couple of pound more than us, because I can't remember, he just get me a pocket money than us. Anyway, we go to the phone box, right? And I fucking was like, so, you know, you need to put in £12 to kick it off, because you're phoning America, you know what I mean? You can't just put in 50 pence, mate. Right. You're no phoning, you know, down the town, you're phoning America, right?
Aye.
So I phones R-Truth, right? And it went drrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr
voicemail of I'm like a bird, I fly away.
Why that?
I don't know where my home is. I don't know where my... I'm like a bird and I fly away.
Nelly Furtado.
Aye, Nelly Furtado, right. And I went, beep, and I went... I think I must have shouted something. Oh, Truth, you're funny! Oh, no, it would have been Keith Quick at the time. Keith Quick, you're funny! Right, or something like that, right? I shouted it and hung up, and we ran away and all that as if the police were going to come and get us, right? But years later, right? Years later, I tweeted our Truth and I went, mate, did your voicemail used to be Nelly Furtado? I'm like a bird. And he replied, tweeted and went, man, how you know that?
How fucking funny is that, man?
Honestly, that boy, I don't know where he comes up with it. I really don't. Anyway, listen, if you want to get more content from Wrestling Daft, I'm sure you've heard how you can do that. We've got our very own Patreon set up. Of course, patreon.com, or Patreon, as Grado likes to put it, patreon.com/Wrestling Daft. You'll find 3 tiers set up there where you can get extra content from us. Tier 1 is our Cruiserweight Champion, $4 a month, about price of a cup of coffee. You get Patreon-only chat community. You get ad-free versions of all episodes, early access, random bonus content, the video version of the Marks podcast, and you get to vote on the list of Wrestling Daft, all that for just the price of a cup of coffee each month. Tier 2, Intercontinental Champion, next step up, about $10 a month, probably about £7 odd. You get everything in Tier 1, and you'll also get a video version of this show, plus you'll get a bonus episode once a month up there at the moment. We've got a few. We had a WrestleMania preview show. We've got the report card from the first year of AEW with me and the other 2 Marks, Alex and Gary. And you also get chapter 1 of the Grado story, It's Yourself, where we watch the rise of Grado from humble beginnings in Stevenson to an ICW ring. So that's chapter 1. Chapter 2 will be with you very, very soon. And on tier 3, that's our World Heavyweight Champion. That is the big hitters. About $20 a month, a little bit more expensive, but we'd love to get you involved. Free tickets for live events when they eventually happen. We're going to get that up and running soon, hopefully, once this horrible COVID-19 dies away. And you'll get a free Wrestling Daft t-shirt of your choice, but you have to be signed up for a minimum of 3 months, plus the chance to get to feature as one of the Marks on this show. So if you fancy getting involved in any of that, patreon.com/Wrestling Daft. That's patreon.com/Wrestling Daft. Would love to welcome you to the roster. Another thing we love about you guys and your involvement in this show is when you come on and bury and put over stuff from the big shows. Here's just some of the best ones.
Liam Wiseman, who's the current Wrestling Daft champion, he wants to bury all the WWE releases. Have they not been through enough? Jesus. He wants to bury all of them just so that Vince can give Trump 18 million and keep crossing swords with him in the White House. Kludgy pants ruin their ankles. Total fuss. What happened there? And he wants to put out AEW, Dustin Rhodes, will he retire or no? Great stuff for a man.
Where did they record? Sorry,
Grado, you need to let me finish this sentence.
I do.
No, but you're not going to believe how it ends.
Right.
Listen, go to put out AEW, Dustin Rhodes, will he retire or no? Great stuff from a man that almost had titties. Big Mad Andy burying Drew's accent. Drew's accent's great. Drew's accent's great.
It depends where you get him. See when you're one-on-one with him, he talks normal, but he's on the telly, he talks like that. That's not the way he always talks.
I like when he's going, Lesnar! End of that promo. Lesnar! Liam Wiseman wants to put old Undertaker's promo on Raw. Fuck aye, son. Love Drew, but come on to fuck. No cunt in their right minds would run about a Scotland in their drawers and a t-shirt in March.
Could you imagine I was wrestling Brock Lesnar? And me standing in the tap out with my tap off just going, Lesnar! Lesnar! Lesnar!
All guy be like that to you. Just fucking sack it, son. Just think this.
I can get a t-shirt on. Lesnar!
Here's what I want to bury. It looked to me a wee bit, and I might be wrong, maybe it was just because he was fucking knackered, which is also possible as well, but it looked a wee bit to me like Bray Wyatt sandbagged Brock Lesnar into that fucking... sandbag Goldberg into that jackhammer.
I noticed that.
It looked like he fucking sandbagged him. Do you not think so?
I thought that as well.
And I don't want to be one of these guys you see on Twitter. It's like he fucking sandbagged them there. But I looked at it a few times. I thought, he's fucking putting nothing into this.
Yep. No. How do I go about this? Because I'm in group chats with this guy. But he
might have just been blown out his arse and fucking knackered.
I know for a fact that Bray Wyatt didn't like Goldberg beating Lesnar a couple of years ago. Right. See, when he ran through him, I know that for a fact. I can't tell you, man. I can't reveal my source.
Exclusive. It's an exclusive.
Aye.
It's a Wrestling Daft exclusive.
Put it this way, it wasn't a happy bunny.
It looked to me like a sandbag, and I don't know. I'm not a pro wrestler. I would need, more experienced eyes to look at that and let me know what you think. So if there's any of the boys out there, let us know what you think. Does it look like Wyatt was sandbagging him a wee bit there?
Because go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Sean. All that stuff. She's no safe.
She's no safe.
She's no safe.
Listen, who gives a fuck? It's wrestling. It's no ballet. You fucking idiots. We don't all slap our legs. You pair of pussies. Fucking idiots.
This is exactly my point. I quite like seeing this big woman just like flinging these.
Aye, and I'm sure she
got
fucking paid. I'm sure she slapped about this Kyra saying whatever. I'm sure she was happy with a fucking 10 grand a week getting slapped about off a bigger woman. Who gives a fuck? Get out of it. There's a postman.
Goshi says, bury Nia Jax. What she did to Kyrie, saying she could have ended her career constantly hopping wrestlers.
Shut up!
And put her Big Drew and Asuka. Both of them have been outstanding recently, thriving even without the crowds. Big Drew is looking he's looking right with that belt on his waist. Let me tell you something.
Stop worrying about wrestlers getting injured and folk being safe. That's no your issue. That's no, if there's something there, they'll deal with it. That's no you promptly worry about if they're getting injured or no. If it's that much of a problem, she wouldn't be on the telly. Put it that way. Trust me, I've been there. When somebody's dangerous, they're taking off TV. She's no fucking dangerous.
Hold on, Mark McGill wants to bury the Undertaker, still trying to kick a ball at his age.
Oh, man.
Reminds me of an old guy in the pub who still thinks he's hard. But hold on.
That's great, funny.
But forgets he's got to stick a finger up his arse for a pish.
That's funny as fuck.
And Mark McGill is listener of the week.
Definitely. That's it.
That's it.
He's already the listener of the week. That's a two-time champion if he's going to win it.
Is he?
He's good.
He was last week.
Yeah, he was listener of the week last week. This will be a two-time champion.
There you go. This guy to retain the title. Was he retained the title?
He has.
Two-time.
Now, as well as all your correspondence and contribution to the show, we also get big interviews, and we've had some belters recently, so we thought we'd play out some of the best bits. So here's some bits from the likes of Joe, Henry, David Sahadi, Hornswoggle, and even Ravy Davy.
Also, there are times when, things don't go the way you plan.
Yeah.
You make magic out of something. And I'll give you an example. This is back in 1996 when Stone Cold was just starting his ascension. And he was having the feud with Bret Hart. And I was tasked with another very creative guy, Chris Chambers, to do some vignettes with Stone Cold Steve Austin in an empty warehouse in Connecticut late at night. Yes, you remember those spots, don't you?
I love this. Yep.
You're going to like the story, and not to bury Steve because he's an incredible talent, but Chris and I thought that he was so good that we didn't write anything for him. We just figured we'd turn the cameras on and just let him go. And we did that. And we weren't that happy with what was coming out. Steve was cutting more of a traditional promo that he might cut in the ring. We felt like it wasn't working out, Chris and I. So we said, Steve, time out. And Chris and I went to the side, and Chris and I decided, hey, let's just write these one-liners, Bret Hart, and have him say it 3 times. Pink tights and sparklers, pink tights and sparklers. What a load of shit. So we basically went from scratch on the spot. We took all these one-liners that we wrote in about 20 minutes. We told them this, we gave them Steve to say, hey, say this line, 3 times in a row. And we'd go in the editing room, pick which takes that we liked, and we'd overlay this video on top of, of what he was saying. Sometimes we'd just look on camera. Sometimes these side things. Again, we did not plan this going into the shoot, but we knew that we weren't getting what we wanted to. So it's an act of desperation.
You're right.
We put some barking dogs in the spot as well, too, that we have in video games, some German Shepherds. Steve comes in there, And he looks at that spot and he's like, oh my God, geez, you guys are geniuses. I can't believe that. And I don't remember those dogs being there, man. Those barking dogs are great. I don't remember them being there. And it's like, well, that's because they weren't there.
What I love about the thing is the amount of hours that you had to spend under the fucking ring in live events.
Yeah,
because that was your gimmick.
Overseas was the worst because, like, you know, the bad ones were these South America ones where sometimes we do like outside bull rings, and so it's outside, and
like
you know
it
was
in Spain or some shit.
Yeah, it was kind of like daylight at when the show started, so it didn't get fully. You can't blacken the arena when it's an open air arena.
Oh yeah.
And so I would have to go under the ring before people would come in, and any international. So in the States, it was an hour. Doors were an hour long, an hour before the show. Anything international out of the States was an hour and a half. And then sometimes Finley's match wasn't till the main event.
But did you never politic to try and go, come on, man, I'm under that fucking ring. I need a push.
Yes. Yeah. No, not a push. It was, hey, do I really need to go out right now? And finally we developed a system where we would put me in like a road case. They'd push it to the ring. They'd put it on its side. I'd scoot under and done.
So I'm on the table, and this is basically going to write me off TV because I've not got a visa. I know this is it. This is the end of the line for me, right? So I'm lying on the table, and basically the whole idea is there's this love triangle thing, and Katarina's now a murder clown, and he's going to dive on me from the top rope and put me through a table. And like he says, this guy's like 40 stone. And I'm thinking, this is going to be bad. And everyone's like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So, I'm looking at the table. It's a bit more solid than I want it to be. I'm like, right, okay, hopefully the weight of him will just go right through it, right? So Grado's at the side. And honestly, see, trying to like focus on what you're doing while Grado's managing is hard enough as it is. You'll be getting battered, and I'll hear I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing, and I'll hear from the corner, he's hurt, help him, he's hurt. Well, I'm trying to focus. So at this point, he's giving it all that, and I'm lying on the table, right? Murder Clown goes to the top rope, and words can't do it justice. They can't do it justice, and you'll never see it. It pains me. But basically, have you ever seen like, if you imagine, like a diving head, but imagine there was like no distance between you and the opponent. You just had to drop down. I'm like literally more than halfway across the ring, and he just literally face plants off the top. And I'm just lying there on the table like a dafty, just thinking like, what are we supposed to do? And I'm thinking, I need Grado to be professional right now, because honestly, one laugh and I'm going to be losing it here. And I look, and he's looking at me, mouth wide open, like, ha ha ha.
I was pissing myself.
You and Randy have you're brought up in the same family, you come from the same area, but your voices are completely different. I mean, how did that happen?
Well, it was when we decided, he was having trouble with his interviews, and I told him, why don't you imitate Pampero Firpo? And that was like, you are watching #1 station in Hawaii. Oh, yeah. And he was Armenian from Argentina, so he had a strange accent. And I said, you read that line. And he says, you are watching the #1 station in Hawaii. Ooh, yeah. And I went, that's money. I said, he's got it. And then he spent the next 3 months in the mirror working on his interview. And believe it or not, he was never satisfied with any interview, any match, anything. He was always wanting more, better. And I'd say he made his point.
So did he speak like that to your mum? That's what, did he speak, or did he drop? Was that a constantly?
I'm going to be honest with you. The last when I got him doing ooh yeah, the last time that I heard Randy Poffo was that day, and from then on he was yeah.
Oh really?
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So we goes and sit in this pub opposite. He's ordered his food. Now, he's talking to my other half. He's not talking to me. And I'm like, are you all right? And he just starts talking to my other half. And she says, he just asks, is there a problem? Yeah, someone's been in my room and stolen my jewelry and stolen my watch and this, that, and the other. And I went, what? Do you know what I mean? And he was going on about his watch had been nicked, his Hall of Fame, whatever, you know. And it was almost like, oh, yeah, it must have been you coming in and this, that, and the other. And I said, no. I said, come on, we'll go over there now. You know what I mean? And we went over there and he found it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay. No, he's still got the arse. He went back to the pub, he sat there, and then he's getting the arse of me, getting arse of me. And I said, right. I said, that's it. My other half, because she could see the fuse was getting lit on me.
Aye.
She could see it was, do you know what I mean? And she says, look, we'll go now, do you know what I mean? And I stood up and I said, it's been nice knowing you. I said, I'll leave you because you're obviously, you know, you're in a bad mood and this is just going to escalate. And I walk out. But as I'm walking out the door, he shouted something at me or whatever. That was it then. I was like, you what? And he follows me out. And this is in a cathedral city, which is very busy. Chichester's very, very high rate. And he's starting to walk. And my other ass going, no, come on, leave it. I said, no. And he's shouting at me. And I says, look, fuck off, you fat shit. I says, that's it. I says, I didn't want you here anyway. I says, I'm on the phone. I said, you're on your way home like that. And I walked off. And he's middle of Chichester.
You think there's a thing here in that, particularly with Scottish wrestlers, right? You think when you come from a kind of working class background, right? Like you did, Grado, right? And you did, Davey, right? You come from these kind of working class areas and stuff like that. You kind of marry a natural in the promo side of things, like, because you've kind of, if you're growing up in the areas, I think you end up, you need to have a bit of the kind of gift of the gab anyway. You need to be able to talk yourself out of a situation or into a situation or through a situation. So, I mean,
because the Gibbs don't make it.
Aye. I
mean, to be fair, some of the best promos I've ever heard is after my mate's drunk uncles, you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like, mate, when I worked in the fire brigade control room, I used to go to the party after the women. See what I'm like, just like random things that some woman would go, oh, I was away on holiday, but you can admit it was a big jumbo jet. I would seen the size this big jumbo jet, and I'm going, jumbo jet, I'm using that, man. And I was like, next week I've done a promo, I'm going to come in at you like jumbo jet, and just wee things like that.
Aye.
Just get wee fucking lines off older cunts or just folk with partners, Brown, just fucking put it in and use it in wrestling because nobody else does it. Because it's all, I'll see you there this Saturday and I'm the best wrestler and you're going to receive an ass whipping of a lifetime. Fuck me, that's the cringiest shit and it's unoriginal and it's pathetic.
Grado's in some mood today, by the way. He's gone in rants. He's shoot. It's like a shoot video.
Going to end up
fucking Grado today.
We did the attitude spots where we legitimized the athletes as being real, you know, athletes, this and that. So the spot with Classy Freddie Blassie, in my mind, was the follow-up. It was the sequel. So I was taking the older guys and having them put over the younger guys. And by this point, working WWF, I had so much creative latitude that I didn't have to run anything by Vince anymore. And Kevin Dunn, the executive producer, knew that I was doing the spot with the older talent, you know, shooting in Albany. And Vince found out the day I was doing the shoot. And he told Kevin, what is Sahadi doing with these older stars? We're all about the new generation right now and these young guys. What's he doing? Kevin Dunn basically told Vince that, don't worry, Sahadi has a good track record. Let's just see what he has to do. So basically, Kevin called me during the shoot and said, Vince knows you're working with the older guys. He does not know what the spot's about. He thinks it's wrong. So it better be good. That's all I got to tell you. Have a good shoot. And he hung up. And when Vince came to the spot, you know, in the room, he had an attitude. He had the old, you know, walk with me. He wouldn't even look at me. We got in the room. He goes, okay, play that spot. And we start playing spot. And about 15 seconds in, he's like, damn.
He goes,
damn. And once again, he goes like, damn. And before the spot ends, he walked out of the room. And I turned to Shane, who was there, you know, along with Vince, and said, Shane, what does that mean? And Shane turned to me and smiled, and he goes, you got him, Sahadi. You got him. Now walk out of the studio, and Vince is sitting on the floor crying in tears. And he's like, thank you. Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much. So I walk upstairs to tell Kevin Dunn that Vince liked the spot, the one that he was creatively against at first, that I didn't run the idea by him. why we're using older guys. And then Kevin's like, good job. So I walked down the hallway 15 minutes later. Vince is still sitting on the stairs with his son and Pat Patterson, and he's crying and he's telling me thank you.
Woo! So that's it for the Best of Wrestling Daft. Thank you very much for listening. Rab and Grado will be back next week where normal service will resume. In the meantime, please rate, review and subscribe on Apple or wherever you get your podcast. We really appreciate that. Remember, we go twice a week. We go once a week with the Marks on Tuesday, and Friday we obviously have this show as well. Sign up to Patreon, patreon.com/Wrestling Daft, and we've got loads of Wrestling Daft merch, and you can find that at shop.spreadshirt.co.uk/Wrestling Daft. Until next time, up the road, it's yourself. This sounds weird without those two doing it.
Audio Frontier.